it was after the game, you're getting on the bus, Cots came on, kind of, so a little speech and kind of led into it that, I was going to, be got selected and was going to go to the first All-Star game. And, it was just, moment come true for me, dream come true. Just be able to be on the bus, teammates were all, happy for me, and just being able to, sit there and be able to experience the entire thing was super cool for me. It was just, overall awesome day, and like I said, a moment I'll never forget.
It's been a couple of days, but has it kind of sunk in, kind of the magnitude of it all, being the first A's player, kind of all the stuff that comes with it?
Yeah, I think it's sunk in a little bit, but I think kind of once it really starts getting closer and start, traveling and getting there, I think it's definitely gonna really sit in, really kind of hit me for sure. But definitely gotten reached out to by a bunch of family and friends, and had some great phone calls, and it was it's been pretty fun the last couple of days.
What are your memories of the All-Star game on TV, like watching it on TV? Do you have any memories or any fun moments that you can recollect?
Yeah, just being able to watch the game every year, it's just a fun event. You get to see, obviously the best, players of the game, faces of the game, be on the same field as, as teammates. You don't really get to see too often. So, it's a great game. It's awesome. Super excited to be part of it, and super excited to, represent this organization.
I know you always talk to your dad, and what was his first reaction to this election to the All-Star game? And what kind of advice did you first?
Kind of the reaction was very similar to when I called him. I was getting called to the big leagues for my debut the first time. It was definitely very similar conversation. He was super pumped, super happy, and it's great phone call to be able to call him. And he's the guy that I've obviously worked baseball wise my entire life. He's always kind of been number one coach, also dad at the same time. So those phone calls are always fun, just because he's been coached since day one, ever since I was a kid. So phone calls are always super cool. And advice, he just said just go have fun. It's gonna be a fun time. It's one game that throughout the year, so you just gotta go out and have fun and just enjoy playing with the guys around you and other faces of the game.
Did you see a bigger reaction from friends and family for this, or when you got first called up?
Very similar, very, very similar reactions. It was super cool. Those phone calls are always, very fun to make, and being able to see the reactions is obviously, super special to me, and just can't wait to see them, in person. They're gonna be there, so it's gonna be pretty fun to, be able to see them and hug them, and just overall enjoy the week.
Jacob, congratulations, but I have to ask you, you and Nick Curtis are back-to-back Rookie of the Month. What is it like, playing with this guy? And what that says about this organization, finding talent like you guys?
It's incredible to watch him, do his thing on a daily basis. He drafted less than a year ago. Obviously, very young. It's pretty cool, to see the young guys really kind of just step up at the stage and just be able to represent the organization. Like I said, kind of just shows where we're at and where we're going to be here in the next multiple years from now. Just with all the young guys coming up here and shining very early. We got a lot of young talent here, and I think that as we get more years in the future, we're gonna get more talented, and it's gonna be a good squad to be a part of for a long time, hopefully.
When you think of this season and the performance you had, what do you think contributes to the All-Star selection?
I think it just goes back to the people you have in your corner, your teammates, your coaches, your family, just being able to talk to them and just being able to learn each and every day. We have obviously my teammates have been you're with them every day, you're just talking to them, and they've been everything to me. And then you obviously have the coaches who help you from the coaching side as much as they can, and be able to have resources like my family that I can call whenever I need, and my dad, whenever I need anything baseball wise, is always there to talk about it. And like you have your mom and sisters that you just kind of call and talk about life. They're the biggest support group that you have is your family. So it's kind of a lot of thank yous guys have passed along, but it's definitely not just me, for sure.
Were you watching the program when it was announced, or how was just when you found out? What was that environment like?
Yeah, I watched the program. It's something it's pretty special for me to be able to watch it and just experience it firsthand. And I got the first found out from Cots. That was just kind of that was the first cool moment, and being able to watch the program and just being able to see the entire thing and see all the other faces that are going, and just being able to look forward to it and be excited, and just really